Alright. We were dealing with some slight technical difficulties for starting this show, but we are here with episode 24 of Stronge. We are live from Liverpool, England. Unfortunately, this celebration music we have playing, for being real Americans, doesn't quite fit us being live from England. But that's okay, because we are still real Americans. And we're here to celebrate the return of regularly scheduled Stronk programming, with the general manager of Stronge, Andrew WK, coming out to make an announcement. He posted on Twitter earlier that he was going to come out and say something. He needed some business to attend to, I believe was the terminology he used. We're going to see right now what exactly that business is. Without further ado, here comes the general manager of Stronge, Andrew WK. Of course, having the general manager come out is a great way to start off the night. No one's quite sure exactly what Andrew WK has to say here, but it must be rather important if he's going to be starting off the return to regularly scheduled programming with an announcement of some sort. And he's calling out Mr. Negative. Now, Mr. Negative and Andrew WK have had a bit of a complicated past, of course. Mr. Negative and Andrew WK formerly had a major feud, but Andrew WK did re-sign Mr. Negative and allowed him to remain the Stronge World Champion. So they buried the hatchet in some regard, according to Andrew WK. Now, I'm not certain what this could mean, but yes. Okay, Mr. Negative is coming down the ramp right now, the Stronge World Champion, going to be stepping in the ring with the general manager of Stronge. Looks like they're both, honestly, surprisingly happy to see each other despite their tense past they've had with each other. Mr. Negative does have a smile on his face, and now he's walking over to grab a microphone. Looks like he's going to say some words of his own here. Andrew WK had said something about 4 fists being better than 2. What does Mr. Negative have to say in response? Mr. Negative very happy to be here in Liverpool, England, once again. Oh, calling the general manager of Stronge a clown, showing that there's no love lost between these two. The long-standing rivalry between these two simmering a bit, it seems. But they're not trading blows at the moment. So Andrew WK is proposing not only just to bury the hatchet with Mr. Negative, but perhaps trying to create some sort of alliance, begin some sort of bond with him. Not a terrible idea to build a relationship with the Stronge World Champion, the face of your brand. Mr. Negative is very reluctant to do this, but he's going to give it a shot. He's very blunt about it, and he just straight up states that they are going to form a tag team. Mr. Negative and Andrew WK, unlikely allies here. Andrew WK saying it is the best decision Mr. Negative has made in his entire life. If you are just joining us right now, Mr. Negative and Andrew WK, although they've had a long feud, they're burying the hatchet and forming a tag team. So we have the Stronge General Manager, Andrew WK, and the Stronge World Champion, Mr. Negative, working together. And Andrew WK finishing off with a few words here. And And it looks like we have two more superstars who are ready to throw their hat into the ring when it comes to joining the tag team division. The tag team division is, of course, growing at an incredible rate. That seems to be kind of the future of Stronk right now, is all the new tag teams coming about, and this is no different. It is official. Andrew WK and Mr. Negative, in support of one another, Andrew WK has made it official. We have a new tag team on the horizon. What an interesting beginning of the show. And speaking of tag teams, we are going to be having a tag team match here tonight. Another exciting proposition. And it should be coming up next, I believe. Yes. The Alliance will be facing a brand new tag team known as the Theorists. Of course, the Alliance, a well-known tag team. 3-time Double Gronk champions. Former Stronk tag team champions. Well decorated. Both members are Stronk world champions in their own right. El Luchador and El Mierde both. El Mierde won the very first match in Stronk Revival. We got a very, very strong tag team in that corner. But do not take anything away from the Spike God. The Spike God, of course, has a lot of accomplishments of his own. Of course, he is the reason that MatPat even has a job here in Stronk. Now, MatPat has not been signed to a brand officially, so I believe that if this match is successful for the Theorist, MatPat might have himself a Stronge contract and be able to appear on Monday nights. Of course, Spike God is a former Stronk champion, Stronk television champion, a 3-time Stronge champion, and he is, of course, the current hardcore champion. Where the Spike God goes, gold seems to follow. And it looks like MatPat might be trying to get a piece of that pie. But MatPat does need to prove his worth before the Spike God fully commits to being in the tag team division, especially since the Spike God does have the hardcore championship. And if the Theorists are able to win this match and MatPat is able to secure his place on the Stronge roster, that would be incredible for his career. Now let's get ready to go right into the action.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 415 pounds, the Alliance.
As I mentioned, the many accolades of the Alliance are nothing to sneeze at. These two form a wonderful tag team. At the beginning of Stronk 5, they had a bit of a feud with each other, but when they were able to join forces, it was a bit of career renaissance. And they were able to make history together, and they're definitely one of the top tag teams today in Stronk. El Mierde especially making a big name for himself so far in Stronk Revival, winning the very first match of the first pay-per-view.
And their opponents,
and now,
at a combined weight of 447 pounds,
It's unbelievable to see it. But here they are, already making an excited debut. There were rumors of their existence, but now it is official. MatPat and the Spike God enter the ring together. The very first look at the Theorists. Of course, we can see the hardcore championship around the Spike God's waist. It is something he's very proud to hold. That does seem to be his focus at the time being, but he's willing to step into the ring, have a nice tag team match with his new ally, MatPat, and hopefully get MatPat signed to Stronge. We're going to see what these two teams are made out of, and if the Theorists can hold their own weight in the tag team division by facing the Alliance, and immediately El Luchador is tagged in. And El Luchador goes for a nice neck breaker to start off this match. So the Spike God's going to be starting in the ring waiting, giving MatPat a bit of a time to catch his breath, come up with a strategy, of course. That is something that the Theorists are going to be focusing on in their tag team careers. It is the ring awareness, the technique, the strategies that they can employ, and now MatPat entering the ring for his first ever tag team match. El Luchador tries to put MatPat in the corner, but MatPat is able to reverse it before El Luchador is able to do anything. El Luchador lifts him up in a fireman's carry and drops him onto the knee. Not a great start for MatPat, but MatPat is slowly going to be able to try to get up to his feet, but El Luchador is taking advantage of the situation. Oh, and a giant boot right to the face. Great work from MatPat there. MatPat with a quick DDT. And tagging back in the Spike God. The Spike God did most of the training for MatPat. MatPat learned pretty much everything of his craft from the Spike God. So you can probably see a lot of technical similarities in their style. Technical wrestling, lots of locks, holds, well-placed strikes, and grapples. That is definitely what makes up the moveset of these two superstars. And that focus on technique and skill is something that's going to skyrocket them in this division. But right now, the high-flying, fast-paced style of the Alliance, particularly El Luchador right now, seems to be a little bit too much for the Theorist to handle, and now El Muerde is getting tagged in. A nice punch to the back. El Muerde to the Spike God. The Spike God put up against the ropes. An Irish whip, looking for something big, and he went for a clothesline, but El Muerde was ready for it and hits him with a clothesline of his own. That was a really powerful clothesline. The Spike God was taken off the ground, looking for a huge body slam. And he gets it. Nice seated power slam there from El Muerde. Will El Muerde be looking to tag in El Luchador here? Yes, he is. And tag is complete. Spike God barely able to get to his feet. I don't think he was quite expecting this explosive offense from the Alliance right now. But the hardcore champion still fights on. He tried to go for a grapple there, but El Luchador was just able to escape it. Now he puts him in the corner. A lot of thrusting with those shoulder strikes and a hip strike in the corner for good measure. Crawling over to the corner, and he jumps! A great tag, and now MatPat is the legal man, and a dropkick to start things off. Picking up El Luchador. What is MatPat going to do here? He does not have his partner in the corner, so he's going to have to do this all himself as the Spike God is getting to his feet, trying to figure out where he wants to go. Okay, a nice enziguri, but El Luchador is just getting to his feet too fast right now. And now MatPat is up against the ropes. Another, Irish whip into the corner, but he's still holding on, doing those well-placed knee strikes into what looks like, yes, a Russian leg sweep. The Spike God has gotten to his feet. He's going to want to get up there on the corner because it's already looking like MatPat is going to want to tag in the Spike God here. And a Luthez press just raining down fists onto MatPat's face. El Luchador trying to keep things in their half of the ring. That is a great tag team strategy to make sure that they cannot tag in or anything. And now the Alliance looking for some kind of a tag team maneuver here. Oh, and a knee to the face at the same time as a boot. A suplex. Great tag team maneuver there from this. These well-seasoned veterans of the tag team division here. And now the Spike God, once again, the legal man, the hardcore champion. Here's a modified fireman's carry, now drops him. Almost like a Samoan drop, that side slam. One. The first pin attempt there. Only a 1 count. Snapmare and tries to drag him down, but the Spike God's going to need to try to escape, but he just cannot. The Alliance needs to make sure that they can keep this momentum going, because the moment that momentum starts to shift in the Spike God's favor, things just never look good for their opponents. Spike God slowly getting to his feet, though. If they could just keep up this speed and energy in these strikes, there's a headbutt from the Spike God, but maybe they'll be able to keep the Spike God down. Nice flip over there, and he rolls out of the ring. Now this might be what the Spike God's looking for here, just trying to keep this offense going. What a spinning powerbomb. Is he going to try to tag in MatPat? It looks like he is. No, MatPat does not want to be tagged in. He wants no piece of that. And he tells the Spike God that he is not ready to come back into this match. He wants the Spike God to do a little bit more damage. Looks like they're still trying to figure out what their tag team strategies are right now. It's not as easy as it seems to try and wrestle in a tag team match. There's a lot of planning that goes into it. But now it looks like MatPat is back in the corner. He might be ready for a tag from the Spike God. Now, El Muerde is back in the match. The Spike God's still on the mat. The Spike God has taken so much of the assault from the Alliance. He's got to be looking for that tag to MatPat sometime soon, and Almirde went for a suplex, but the Spike God able to quickly reverse that into a suplex of his own. Dragging him over to the center of the ring, keeping him away from the ropes to avoid a rope break, but it is not worth it. A 1 count once again. Almirde just has not taken enough damage, and a nice strong boot to the face. What is the Spike God planning? Yes, he's ready to tag in MatPat. A great tag. Now MatPat's going to need to take control here. Quick snap there. And tries to go for a kick to the back, but he's able to roll out of the way. No elbow to the face. Trying to keep him in the corner, so that way there's no chance of him tagging in a luchador. He's slowly crawling now. The Spike God's already back in. Almirde jumps for the tag, and it looks like he just barely made it. Fingertips. Oh, it looks like a quick clothesline from a luchador reverse into a quick German suplex from the Spike God. Excellent awareness. Waiting for El Luchador to come back in, and oh, the punch is reversed, and now a reverse clothesline. Oh, and a powerful elbow strike, making El Luchador go completely limp. A 2 count, and El Luchador able to force his shoulders up after a 2 count, after that incredibly powerful elbow strike that the Spike God just threw in his direction, and now MatPat once again is the legal man. They're both going for him in the corner. Nice double suplex there from the Theorist. And now MatPat going for the pin. 1, 2, 3! Oh my god, that double suplex was able to do it just as Almirde got to the ropes, and the Theorist actually succeeded in defeating the Alliance in their debut match. That's gotta be great for MatPat's career, because not only did his team win the match, MatPat actually got the pin. So there is a very good chance that MatPat may be signed to Stronge here because of that big victory. It was a great double suplex by the Theorist, so it's hard to deny that they earned that victory there. See more replays of these near falls.
Here are your winners.
Almirde just wasn't able to stop them. El Luchador gets pinned, and look at the celebration between the Theorists. You could see the joy on their faces. What a great first match for this team. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them in the main event of many tag team championship matches or double Gronk championships for years to come. But now we have a match that NAR-NAR requested over Twitter. NAR-NAR posted that he believes Glue-Man sucks balls at b-ball and wrestling. And so this match, NAR-NAR has placed a stipulation that not only is it no holds barred, but if NAR-NAR succeeds in defeating Gabe the Glue-Man DeGrossi tonight, then at the Stronk Rumble, NAR-NAR will face Glue-Man for Glue-Man's Stronk World Championship. Now this stipulation has a lot for NAR-NAR to gain here, but Glue-Man is of course going to be no simple task for him to overcome. NAR-NAR is a 3-time Stronk World Champion. Glue-Man is a 7-time Stronk World Champion. Glue-Man beat Rhino Basher, ended the longest streak in Stronk World Championship history. But the person who beat Glue-Man after that for the championship was none other than NAR-NAR himself. And that is when NAR-NAR won his first ever Stronk World Championship, becoming the youngest Stronk World Champion in history. Now, can he defeat Gabe the Glue-Man DeGrossi once again? We will find out right now as these two Stronk Ball legends go head to head. Not only Stronk Ball, but also Stronk Wrestling legends in their own right.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from India, weighing in at 130 pounds, the King.
NAR-NAR, the former Emperor of Stronk, and he even still argues that he is still the Emperor of Stronk. Whether you agree or not with his own statements, you cannot deny that NAR-NAR has had quite an illustrious career here in Stronk. As mentioned before, a 3-time Stronk World Champion. He's even won the Hardcore Championship. He's had a lot of reigns, with lots of championships, lots of positions of power. So he's going to stare in the face of Gabe the Glue-Man DeGrossi, and you're going to see a surprising lack of fear. A lot of pride, a lot of courage from NAR-NAR, and he believes that he has been underutilized in Stronge for quite some time, and now he's looking to get his career back on track, and he's going straight for the source. Straight for the biggest name in the company right now. He's going for Gabe the Glueman DeGrossi. And here he comes.
And his opponent,
the Stronk World Champion, Gabe the Glueman DeGrossi.
Weighing in at 640 pounds, one half of the Gabriel, the Giant.
Throughout the long career of Gabe DeGrossi, it's hard to deny that he's becoming a titan of the business, one of the greatest of all time, no doubt. He's been here since the very beginning. He won the main event of Stronk Armageddon, and now around his waist is the Stronk World Championship, of course. And now in his first singles match in a long time, since winning this Stronk World Championship even, Glueman is going to face NAR-NAR. Now the size difference between these two is going to be the first thing you notice, but do not count NAR-NAR out. He has got the heart of a warrior, and he is not afraid to take on the Glueman right now, and he goes over for a float over and a swinging neck breaker. And a great way to start this match for NAR-NAR. Takes the big man down in his very first move. If NAR-NAR can win this match, oh, he just gets pushed down. Now you can see the size difference. This is where it's going to work in favor of Glueman. It's going to be very hard for NAR-NAR to take Glueman down consistently, but a nice right hand, and Glueman stays standing, but oh, a giant spine buster, my apologies. But NAR-NAR going to do a lot for this match. He's had a lot of big victories against, of course, Glueman and Rhino Basher and 30s Milkman even, so NAR-NAR can do the impossible here, but oh, a giant punch right to the gut from the Glueman. Oh, and a low blow from NAR-NAR. Now this is no holds barred. There is no disqualifications, no countouts in this match. This match does have to end in the middle of the ring, though. NAR-NAR is kind of the ultimate underdog here. He gets thrown across the ring. He can take on big challenges. He's won the World Championship 3 different times. But right now, he's being absolutely thrown around. He's going to have to try to hold his own. It feels like he was treated unfairly for quite some time. People did not give him enough respect. But now, facing the top dog in Stronge is the way to do it, is the way to revive your career. He's doing phenomenally right now to help get people back on his side. He's someone who's frequently blamed for the initial death of Stronge. Now that it has been revived, he wants to prove that he is the lifeblood of Stronge itself. He keeps slipping out of all of Gabe the Glueman DeGrossi's attacks, but he gets hit with a snapmare and a giant kick to the back. It's amazing how quickly NAR-NAR's even able to get back up to his feet. He's getting picked up and another kick below the belt. NAR-NAR has been doing very well this match, trying to keep Glueman down. He jumps up to hit him in the head with his knees, but he just misses that strike, and now Glueman has control again, but another low blow! And now NAR-NAR in control, has Glueman in a headlock, goes for a Russian leg sweep and succeeds. NAR-NAR now taunting. Glueman needing the ropes to get up to his feet. I don't think Glueman was expecting such a powerful attack right out of the starting gate from NAR-NAR, and a giant boot. Well, not necessarily giant, but a boot to the chest of Glueman. From NAR-NAR. NAR-NAR, what is he going to go for here? A giant full Nelson slam! How was he even able to pick up the Glueman? How is this possible? Slamming Glueman's face into the mat, but Glueman's back up to his feet. He's angry. You do not want to anger the Glueman. An Irish whip. NAR-NAR's going to have to do something here, and he tosses him over his shoulder. I can't believe it. Now Glueman has to roll out of the ring, reassess the situation before rolling back into it. And now NAR-NAR has it with a giant punch. But Glueman almost no-sells it, just runs right into NAR-NAR. NAR-NAR quickly getting back up to his feet, goes for clothesline. Ducked underneath it. Oh, giant back body drop from Glueman, and now things are not looking great for NAR-NAR as he's getting completely demolished. That could be it. No! NAR-NAR kicks out of that after that amazing combo from Glueman. NAR-NAR is still able to fight. Oh no, he's caught the leg and a giant clothesline. Every single one of these clubbing strikes from Glueman could be enough to take out NAR-NAR. Could be enough to take out anyone, and a giant kick! Now, NAR-NAR is in a headlock and a giant elbow strike, but NAR-NAR stays standing. Trying to take him down. Full Nelson? No! Torture rack. He's got him in the torture rack. This is one of the most painful holds in all of Stronge. NAR-NAR, will he be able to escape, or will he tap? Not many men can escape this, but with a few strikes to the head, NAR-NAR is able to just narrowly escape that hold. A kick to the groin and a quick DDT from NAR-NAR. NAR-NAR's going to need to go for something huge here, taunting once again. Basking in the response from the Stronk universe here. A clothesline. Blue Man keeps getting up quickly, but more clotheslines. From NAR-NAR, he ducks under one of his own, and a giant flying clothesline. Clothesline, one after another. What is NAR-NAR doing here? He's climbing up to the top. You want to be careful when going up against Gabe the Glue Man. The Grossi, but he hits a giant elbow drop, and he goes for the pin. 1, 2, no, just barely. Almost a 3 count, and Glue Man's able to kick out. Glue Man getting to his feet, but it looks like NAR-NAR is preparing something huge. Giant, full Nelson slam, but he picks him right back up. What is NAR-NAR doing? Another face slam into the center of the mat. Blue Man trying to get up to his feet before NAR-NAR can do any more damage. NAR-NAR has control of this match right now, and he's going to try and stomp on his chest one more time, and he succeeds. NAR-NAR. It's unbelievable how much he's had control of this match. Blue Man needs a huge comeback right now, and a giant strike to the face could be the way to do it, but another reversal from NAR-NAR. NAR-NAR has this match scouted. Takes him down with an STO. Slowly, methodically working on tearing apart the body of Glue Man as NAR-NAR. What is NAR-NAR thinking? He's coming up with a new strategy. Going to pick up Glue Man from this side of his body. What is he doing here? Gonna grab him. Almost looked like he was going for a headlock there, but he goes for something. No, but Glue Man is just able to fight out of it. Takes NAR-NAR just a little bit too long, and a giant headbutt. 2, 3 headbutts. And NAR-NAR is down, likely for the count. 1, 2... No! NAR-NAR able to force the shoulder up. I can't believe he kicked out of 3 headbutts from Glue Man, and now NAR-NAR's back in this match. He picks him up somehow. Oh! A lumbar check. A lumbar check. 1, 2, no! Almost a 3 count there. Blue Man can't even get up after kicking out of that. I can't believe the strength NAR-NAR had in him to be able to succeed in pulling that off. What is he doing? He's calling upon the beast mode. He's going beast mode. Slams Blue Man into the ring. He's going beast mode. He's going clutch. Will this be the clutch moment for NAR-NAR? I've not seen him like this. A Coloss! He succeeds! Goes for the pin! 1, 2, 3! NAR-NAR's getting his championship match! After going beast mode, he channeled all of the energy he had within him, and now NAR-NAR has defeated the Strong World Champion. Live on Stronge, NAR-NAR has earned a #1 contendership spot. He will be facing Glue Man at the Strong Rumble for the Strong World Championship. I cannot believe NAR-NAR has been able to pull this off so swiftly. The career renaissance begins now for NAR-NAR. We can see here in this replay, I don't know how he had that strength to lift him up like that. Unbelievable. Many powerful moves. NAR-NAR even kicked out of the triple headbutt from Glue Man, which was unbelievable. NAR-NAR succeeds. And look, you can just see a nearly lifeless Glue Man laying down in the corner as NAR-NAR celebrates his unbelievable victory here tonight. Congratulations, NAR-NAR. We'll see you at the Rumble for the Strong World Championship match. Now, Duke CORNELL, who we saw at Strong Revival successfully defeat Duke Nukem, wants to say a few words tonight about that match and about his opponent that he defeated. Duke CORNELL has claimed in interviews that he sees himself as the next true top star in the industry. He sees himself almost as a sort of replacement for who he calls the old Duke Nukem. He sees himself in that position, and now Duke CORNELL is going to call out the very man he defeated. We don't know what he's going to say about him, but we will see. Perhaps Duke Nukem will respond. Perhaps Duke CORNELL will bask in the hatred and vitriol that the Stronk universe has thrown at him since his defeat of one of the greatest of all time occurred at Stronk Revival. Well, here is Duke CORNELL, ready to say his words about Duke Nukem here. And the audience is not thrilled to see him. People were not excited to see Duke Nukem get embarrassed at Stronk Revival by this up-and-coming star. We'll see what happens. Yes, as mentioned before, Duke CORNELL sees himself as the future, and he does believe he truly is the best. And with his victory against Duke Nukem, it's hard to deny that. He's telling that to the audience right now. Very hard to disagree with Duke CORNELL. You can't help but believe that he must be talking about Duke Nukem, as mentioned before, as someone I suppose he believes he demolished Nukem in the steel cage match at Stronk Revival. And he wants to call out Duke Nukem for a fight right now. He wants to claim a second victory on Duke Nukem in front of everyone tonight. Is Duke Nukem going to respond to this? And the familiar sound of the Duke going to answer the call that Duke CORNELL has put forth. We will see if we get this fight, but the Duke is here. People definitely a bit more excited to see Duke Nukem, one of the greatest stars in Stronk history. Now he has to come face to face with the man who embarrassed him at Stronk Revival. We'll see how long these two can keep their emotions in check. It's very surprising when you see how much Duke CORNELL is willing to stand up to the 6'9", 420-pound giant that is Duke Nukem. Once again, another face-off here between the two Dukes. We might see them come to blows here, because Duke Nukem definitely not happy to see Duke CORNELL in the ring, of course. Duke CORNELL doesn't seem to realize that he is the person who called out Duke Nukem, because now he's claiming that Duke Nukem interrupted him. And he's saying that it wasn't surprising. Perhaps he's mocking Duke Nukem. It's unclear what Duke CORNELL's going for here when he says that. Duke Nukem keeping his speech very plain and simple, being very frank with Duke CORNELL. He just wants Duke CORNELL to shut the hell up. But as Duke CORNELL raises the microphone to his mouth, you gotta think he won't do that. It's very clear that the egos of these two can fill up the ring on their own. But they're butting heads right now, and it's very likely that that when we saw them fight at Revival will not be the only time that these two come to blows with each other. very clear that Nukem has not gotten over his loss, and he may be looking to obliterate, injure, maybe even end the career of Duke Cornell in their next confrontation. Looks like their conversation is getting absolutely nowhere. They are talking in circles to each other, and I think everyone in this audience just wants to see them punch each other. But once again, Duke Nukem wants to say some more words. Now Duke Nukem really attacking the heart of Duke Cornell, someone who used to be in Strong but was knocked back down to developmental for not meeting quite the standards of Strong. But now Duke Cornell back in the ring after making it back to the main roster, and he's trying to prove that that's not true. It seems like those words that Nukem just threw at him were very hurtful. Cut him deep. That might have been crossing the line for Duke Cornell, but Duke Cornell has even more to say. Now calling out the championship reigns of Duke Nukem in front of everyone to end the conversation in an attempt to embarrass Duke Nukem. Duke Cornell makes his final statement. Duke Nukem steps out of the way and allows Cornell to leave the ring. Well, we can definitely see the heat of that rivalry bubbling over. And I'm sure that it will not end anytime soon, especially with such personal attacks that Duke Cornell threw at Duke Nukem. But of course, every show has to have a main event. And this is tonight's Hell in a Cell match. 6 of the very best in Stronge. 4 former world champions. 2 up-and-comers. The winner of this match will be the #1 contender for Mr. Negative Stronge World Championship. They will fight him at Stronkomania. This is a first fall to a finish. So these 6 men will be thrown in the cell together, and the first one to gain pinfall will succeed. Will claim victory and be the #1 contender for the championship. Of course, Kronk and Sporticus, being brand new superstars, very little experience in the ring. Winning this match and having a guaranteed one-on-one world championship match at Stronkomania would be huge for them. As for the rest of these superstars, they are bona fide main eventers, and this could just be another notch in their belt, another great victory, another world championship for the record books. Something that is incredibly notable is Johnny Stronk is now on Stronge once again, which could be considered his home. Johnny Stronk, for those who do not know, was the very first ever Stronge champion. He was the first person to have the championship back when he was known as Calcium Boy. And now that he has returned to Stronge, he wants to claim that championship once again. The championship that he believes is rightfully his. Something of his own creation, almost. Of course, former friends Xander and Dio Madden are going to make sure that doesn't happen. All 3 of them former members of the Shield, or pardon me, the Bullet Club, not the Shield. The Bullet Club, of course, fizzled out, did not return, and the tension between these 3 is still felt to this day, and now Ike just being thrown in the middle of them just adds another element to this match. But could Kronk or Sporticus even outlast any of these top stars? We're about to find out.